Hello, everybody. I know there's always a drag delay, so I'm going to wait and just say hi, and hopefully people are joining. It says we're streaming, but I got the bar over here, so I'm going to wait till I can actually see us. But it looks like we're going to go. Yay! Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
How are you?
So good. How are you?
I am good, and I've really been looking forward to this because we used to talk like every week, and I actually really have not gotten to talk to you in a while, and I feel like you don't need me anymore, but it's
far from the truth.
It's a good thing. It must be how, and you can answer this because you have older children, younger children, but older children as well. It must feel how you feel when your kids go off into the world and you're like, I love you so much and I'm so proud of you, but you're still my little baby, but like you are ready. Like that's how I feel when I release you free mamas. I'm like they're out doing it. They're doing the thing we've been preparing for, right? And so not that you are my child by any means, but I love my free mamas, and I do get sad when I start to not hear from the ones I get to know like you.
Yeah.
But it also makes me really happy because I know that it means you've reached a certain level of success. Like you're out, actually you need that time to serve your clients rather than hang out with me.
Hey, I'll still hang out with you once a week. Let's go.
Cool. Well, I am coming to Utah, so we will have to. Okay, so I know you, Lisa, and for anybody who's just jumping on YouTube, if you don't know who I am, my name is Lauren Golden. I am the founder of the Free Mama and the Free Mama movement, and I help moms free themselves from the 9-to-5 and start successful freelancing businesses from home and live a totally awesome guilt-free life. I love what I do. I love working with women, and at the root of my business is just, I believe very firmly that women should not have to choose between family and finances. And I believe building a virtual business from home is the best way to accomplish that. And so that's what I teach people how to do, including the amazing Lisa. So Lisa, let's get started because this is not about me. This is about you. So will you just start by introducing yourself to everybody?
Sure. So my name is Lisa. I live in Utah. And I am a mom of 5 beautiful children, and I'm married to my sweetheart, been married about 5 years. So we have teenagers. I have 19, 16, 14, and 11. And then I have a 3-year-old from my current.
All over again.
All over again. So yeah, and I don't know how far deep you want me to go. Like
my girl, whole life story. No, keep going.
Okay. So, throughout the years, I was working a 9-to-5. Sometimes I was a stay-at-home mom. Sometimes when we needed it, I'd go back to work. So it was, off and on, but I always loved being a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to make sure that, if they were sick, I could be home with them, or if they needed something, go to school for something, whatever. I just wanted to be there for them, especially when they were little, like toddler age. And so that's always what I've loved. When we moved to this house, I knew that I needed to go back to work. And so that's what I did about 2 years ago. I went back to work and worked for an art publishing company. I was the front desk. I did orders. I did administrative. I did the social media. I did lots of different things. And so it was a great job, and it was a great company, great people to work with. But I knew that my little one, who was 2 at the time, I'm like, I just want to be there for him. And he was sick all the time. I was missing work. I got sick all the time. I was missing work for me. And so I don't know, for months, I was just looking online for something new, something better, something that I could be at home but still be able to bring in income. So as we do, as we're scrolling through Facebook, we're looking for all those things.
I found you. No.
And what's funny is I clicked on so many before. I'm like, oh, it's just another one of those where it's not going to work out or whatever. In fact, I scrolled past you quite a few times. And then finally, I'm like, okay, I'm going to see what she's about. And I clicked on it and watched the webinar. And I'm just like, you know what? I can do that because I do have skills from my past or in my repertoire that will work. And so that's when I did it. In fact, it was actually Today, a year ago, that I joined.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
Because isn't International Women's Day tomorrow? March 8th?
It's March. So you joined. Oh.
I joined the week you were having that promotion.
Yeah.
Because I was like, for the week before that, I was like
Mhm.
hesitant. We sent some videos back and forth. And you're
Yep.
like, Lisa, this program is for you. I made this program for you.
Yeah. And it's true. It
Yep.
is. It is totally true.
Yep.
Okay. So you were at this place in your life, you're at this job. The job wasn't necessarily the problem in and of itself, but you weren't doing what you wanted to be doing on a daily basis. Like you weren't living life the way you wanted to live life.
Right.
You found this ad immediately. So you're actually unique, Lisa, and that you heard about this world of freelancing and you were like, I can do that. Because a lot of people, as you know, have it just being in our Free Mama community. A lot of people, their first thing is, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
So first of all, good on you for recognizing that your skills were transferable, because I really do believe that we are all equipped with the tools to get started. And we're going to talk more about developing skills later on, because I know that you have done that for sure. But so you signed up, you're like, okay, I think I can do this. Like, how did you start? Like, how did you feel? What, like, you don't have to go into details about the program, because like I told you, this isn't about me, this is about your journey. But how did you, what were you doing outside of the program to get started? What action were you taking? What were your holdups? Like, what did that look like for you when you were just deciding, like, okay, I'm going to do this?
Okay. So when I was taking the program, we got a video a day for like 5 days a week. And so I would watch the video at breakfast as I was getting ready for work. And then I would think about it on the way to work. And then during the day at work, when you'd come on live, I'd be like, oh, I gotta go take a break and listen to Lauren. So just anything that I could get, I was just soaking it up. And then if I had homework to do from the course, I would do that after work when I got home. And there were times like I was sitting, okay, so for example, when you do the step-by-step of how to open an LLC, or step-by-step how to get your domain name and attach it to Gmail, I was like, okay, pause, do it. Okay, start. It was like, I needed that. So I needed the details. So I was just really soaking up anything I could get. And, you know, looking at all the, like, I think module 2 talks about all the different softwares. I would go through one by one every day. I'm like, I got to learn this. I love this, you know, and just wanted to be the best at what I could be. And just loved learning. So as I was going through it, I don't think there were times where I was nervous to do something, you know, like start the LLC or buy my domain, or, okay, let's, you know, invest in this $10 a month Gmail or whatever. But at the time I'm like, okay, this means I got to do it, you know? And so it took, I think, a week after the lesson of the LLC to do it. But I mean, that's not long. Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know. I just wanted to soak it all up because I wanted to be home with my kids. It was so important to me and it was exciting. So the excitement never stopped. You know, after the 12 weeks, I'm like, I want more. I want to keep going. I want to see Lauren's face every day.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question and answer honestly, and it's okay, whichever it is. Did you believe that it was going to work for you?
Did I believe you that it was going to work?
No, this isn't about me. Did you believe that you were going to be able to start a freelancing business that would allow you? Did you did you ever have doubts, or were you like, no, this is it?
I believed 98% of the time. There's always going to be doubts. There will always be those negative thoughts that come in your mind, and you have to choose to let them go and keep going on your path on what you want to do. So yes, I always believed, but it's not to say that I didn't have those negative, you know, nervous thoughts and scared thoughts and what ifs. So those will always be there. You just have to fight through them.
So talk to me about like your family and your friends, like when it came time to actually like get the ideas out of your head and like out into the world and make it real. What was that experience like for you? Did you experience a lot of support? Did you have any naysayers or any people who like questioned what you were doing? What was that like for you?
So I know a lot of people have naysayers, and I am one of those lucky, lucky people that did not. I had so much support from my husband, so much support from my family, my parents. I have 8 siblings. And so everyone, and they all have spouses now. So everyone was just so supportive of me, and, friends on Facebook. It was very, very much a positive experience for me. And I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky, I guess. I don't know, because I know a lot of people do have some negative feedback from that.
Yeah. Well, do you want to offer any advice for those people? I know you didn't experience it, but let's see the spot.
I would say, listen to your heart anyway. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. Lauren tells us that all the time.
My favorite quote.
Whether you think you can, it's true. Whether you think you can't, is true. So I didn't get it right, but
no, it's good. It's Henry Ford. Yeah. It's whether you think you can or think you cannot, you're right.
Right.
So yeah, thoughts are very powerful things. That's awesome. Okay. So as you were building out your business, and I know that you, because I was still working with you at the time, you, were going the approach of you wanted to turn your current job into your first client or into a client. Like there was a lot of opportunity for you to do what you were doing at work and be able to do that from home as a contractor. So as you started talking to your boss and other prospective clients, what did that look like for you? And what were you able to achieve? How'd you start making money, girl? Like, how'd you actually do this? This is what people always want to know. How'd you get your clients?
Yeah. Okay. So there was a point in my job where I wasn't ready to leave it yet, because as we all want to do, we want to plan to death, and we want to get all the clients that we can to make up our money before we quit and all that stuff. And of course, that was my plan. But there came a point in my job where my boss was going to offer me a promotion and a raise. And that was the do or die point. I wasn't going to get the promotion and raise and then a few months later say, just kidding, bye. So it was now or never. And I remember talking to you on coaching calls. I was like, should I do it? Should I not? And I remember what you said. You just said, Lisa, what is it that you want? Is that really where you want your life to go? Because that's the direction that you would go, going on your 9 to 5 and being promoted. Or do you want to freelance? What is it that you want? So you weren't telling me straight out, but I'm like, well, of course I want to freelance. That's why I'm here. That's why I got the course. That's why I'm doing this. And so I had to take that leap right then and there. And it, like you say, it puts it lights a fire under you to go fast and get more clients. So I gave my notice. Well, we talked obviously, and he decided it was good for me to stay on as social media manager and blog writer once a week. And then I just was able to, so I gave my notice, and then I think like a week before I was supposed to quit, I got my second client. And so it was really, really, really awesome timing. And it gave me the push that I needed to know this was going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You'll be able to make it work. So that's how it happened. And that second client I got just by being on Facebook, telling people what I was doing, and someone referred me to someone, and that's
awesome. That's what I was going to ask. So since then, where have you found the most success in terms of people being prospective clients? So whether those are referrals or through networking, what have you found to be most successful as you've built your freelancing business?
Honestly, it's my warm network. I've had clients from my brother's boss. He's still my client. I did a one-off project for my sister's company. 2 neighbors have talked to me. Like, there's just, my warm network is the place where I've been getting clients. Yes, I did get one from Facebook. Yes, I did get actually another one-off project from Facebook, but it's usually just my warm network. People that letting people know what you do.
Letting them know what you do. That's one of my favorite Laurenisms. If nobody knows what you're doing, how can they connect you with the people you're meant to serve? It's not about selling to them. It's not about, because here's the thing I love about freelancing versus network marketing or some other opportunities to make money from home. You are not selling anything to people who don't want it. Like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. Like you're providing a service and there's a very specific group of people who are going to need that. It's not like I remember in my network marketing days, I used to hear things like, well, everybody has skin. I'm like, that is the worst sales line I've ever heard for a skincare company ever. Like so icky. I'm like that. No, stop. Like, but here's the deal. Like you said, people have to know what you're doing, but they're only going to connect you with the people who genuinely need the services you offer. So Lisa, that's a great question. What have you become known for? What are the primary services that you've been providing?
So I'm kind of still a Jane of all trades.
All right, we're gonna work on that.
I know, which I actually am glad that I went through though, because as I'm doing things, I'm checking off things that I like or that I don't like. And as I hone it down, then I'll become, I think my problem is that I can't decide what I like. This is a good problem to have, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. So what new skills have you learned over the last year?
So I've learned, gosh, so many new programs, so many, like I didn't know how to do social media management, content creation. I didn't know, I've actually learned ClickFunnels. I haven't been using it in my business at this point, but I have learned ClickFunnels and I've learned, Canva, Asana, lots of CRMs. I've done MailChimp and email marketing and things like that. So, I mean, things that I wouldn't have even known what they were last year. I know. I'm like in that group now. I understand what people are saying sometimes.
That's awesome. And that was going to be my next question. So we have 24 people hanging out with us right now. You just dropped a couple software programs. What if they're sitting there going, well, I've never heard of that. I can't do this. What would you say to them?
I would say there's always a resource out there. There's always something that shows you what to do and how to learn it. If you want to learn it, you can learn it. You just go do it. You go find a way to learn it and do it. And the best way to learn things obviously is to use it. For example, I use Canva every day for content creation and image creation for social media management. And
had you heard of Canva before you came into the Free Mama movement?
No. Yeah.
So you're not alone is what I want to say. If you're like, you're not alone. You don't have to already know everything to get started, right? You just have to believe that you can figure it out, like Lisa.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now I want to like peel back the layers of the onion, if you'll go with me on that journey. Has anything really surprised you over the last year? Or have you surprised yourself? What has been like something where you're like, whoa, all right, or like an aha moment?
I think you hear it all the time about being positive, but until it goes into practice, you don't really realize how true it is. Being positive and being confident in who you are and what you're doing, and it will show to other people. And even if you don't feel like the expert, in your mind you can do it, but they see you as an expert when you just think positively and you know that you can do something. So that was not surprising because you hear it all the time, but it was an amazing feeling to feel it myself and be like, oh, it does work, and being confident lets people know that you know what you're doing and that you can do what you're doing.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna put you on the spot again. Coaching question. How do you build confidence? How did you, Lisa, build confidence over the last year?
It's hard to put into words the exact actions because it's a mindset. It is a mindset. So you have to work on it daily. And I think it's the habit of pushing the negative out. It's just a habit. You just, I know exactly what that thought is. And it's not me. It's a negative thought. I'm pushing it out. And then replacing that negative thought with a positive thought. Even if it's as simple as I can do this. It doesn't matter what it is, just a positive. And it's just a habit. You just keep turning those into a positive.
Yep. I love it. And it's so true because I think that there's a really big misconception that like really successful people or influencers like that they don't have these doubts and fears and reservations or, bad days or whatever. And it's like you're saying, it's really creating more of an awareness about it. It's not that we don't still get scared or uncomfortable or whatever. It's that we're aware of it. And so we actively choose not to acknowledge it and get carried away with it. So that's really great advice. One thing that I would add that I would say I've seen in you and I've experienced and I've seen in other moms is through experience. the reason Lisa's more confident right now is than she was maybe a year ago is because she's continued to put herself in what was maybe a really uncomfortable position the first time. And then it all of a sudden, when you do it and you do it again and you do it again, all of a sudden you're really not that uncomfortable anymore. Like it's just something you just post in Facebook groups, or you have a discovery call, and it's okay. You're still going to be alive on the other side of the call, even if something maybe not quite as positive happens. So I don't think you maybe even know how brave you are, Lisa, for doing this live interview, but also for some of the conversations that you have had, because I think that that's where a lot of your confidence has grown from over the last year. So I love that. Okay, so we talked about some of the like tangible skills that you've learned. How would you say you've changed as a person? Because I am kind of known for saying that business, entrepreneurship, whatever you want to call it, is the greatest personal development course you could ever take. So we talk a lot about professional development, right? You got to learn the skills and how to find clients, but I know I'm not the same person I was a year and a half ago, who was not the same person I was 3 years ago. I don't think I'll be the same person by the end of this year. So how have you changed as a person over the last year?
Oh man, it's so imperceptible as you go. So I think, again, it's the confidence. That's just a given. Obviously before I was just just going to work for money, because I had to. And I guess I feel more in control of my life as well. So that's a different thing too. Being in control instead of being someone else's employee, I can choose what I get to do. And so more like the world is open, the sky is the limit for what you want to do. I think that's how I've changed. It's just being more free, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, imagine that. What's your shirt say? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. So what else have you done? Well, everybody already knows you're here because you're a free mama, which means that you went through the 12-week program, which is amazing, obviously. But what else have you done? Because it is a 12-week program. It's robust. There's a whole lot of stuff in there. There's stuff that gets added. But like you said, at some point you finish the program and you can go back and you can reference it. So I would love you to share with everybody, what are some of the best resources you have been utilizing to either grow personally or professionally? So whether it's a book you read or a podcast you listen to or a person you follow or whatever that is, like what have you found really helpful that could be a really great tool for somebody else who's watching right now?
There's a lot of great stuff out there. Search what works for you. One thing that I did listen to was Mel Robbins' The 5-Second Rule. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Not that I'm great at it yet, but it's actually a good motivator. I've done a lot of, just Google searching. If you don't know something, just Google it and you'll find so many things, articles. I'm a reader, so I like to read more than listen to things. So just search for an article and read an article on it. I just soak stuff up when I read. I love reading. So don't just stop and do nothing. Read something, find something, or whatever mode is for you, like you said, podcasts or whatever. I'm not a big listener for some reason. I could be, I guess, but I just don't do it. I like reading. So
that's awesome. And have you said you hadn't done content creation, or you really were just starting to learn social media for your company when you first started.
Yeah.
Now you're doing ClickFunnels. Have you invested in any other programs?
I have. Awesome. So I did do Catherine's program for ClickFunnels, CF Design School.
CF Design School, Catherine Jones, for anybody.
Catherine Jones, yes.
Awesome.
And her program is awesome. I found that in that one, it was all on me that I don't have a client yet for ClickFunnels. But I'm totally open to it and I'm totally willing to do it. I haven't yet.
Okay, so that
you can work on me.
I know. Well, I'm trying. Yes, we are all a work in progress, my friend. Every single one of us. So, with that being said, so you've done this ClickFunnels program. So, I would love to know what is next for Lisa. What's next for you? Like, if we were to meet again in a year and jump on YouTube or whatever social media channel exists in a year, and do, like where? Because I know for me, as I start to accomplish goals, I start to set even bigger ones, because I think you start to realize, like you said about being in control of your life, you start to realize what you're really made of. And so I would love to know, have you set bigger goals? Are you just loving the free mama life, being at home with your kiddos? Like what is Lisa a year from now going to be telling us?
So there are a lot of other possibilities. I haven't nailed one down yet, but I have thought of, I don't know if I want to say it out loud yet, but
I would love to. You don't have to.
There are other directions I could possibly go. And I also want to nail down like what I do as far as the freelancing. Because like I said, I still do, social media, administration, writing. I do lots of different things. And so I want to nail down exactly what I love, but there's some other things that I'm thinking of doing and wanting to do outside of freelancing. And I think it's because this has given me that confidence and that ability that, oh, I can do this. It's not going to be such a big deal, because if I want to go this way, I know what VAs are, and I can utilize VAs as I do that. And as I've been a VA, I know all the little minor things that can build up a business. And so I think it has, given me those steps to know even more how to build a bigger business. So
that's very cool. And you would not be the first free mama to hire another free mama. It's true. It's already starting to happen. So I absolutely love that. Okay. Can we end with one more question? Is that good? Okay. Yeah. I want to know, and I think everybody watching would love to know, especially if they're new to this world, like maybe they literally were just hanging out on YouTube and got a little notification that they could watch a live video, and they're like, who are these ladies? What advice would you give to Lisa a year ago? You're at your job. You're not really doing things the way you want to be doing it. You're missing being at home with your kid. What advice would you give yourself a year ago?
I would give myself the advice to not give up, to follow your dreams. It's not impossible. If you want to be home with your kids and still make money, it's not impossible. So to get those negative fears and thoughts out of my mind, and I would just say, do it. Go for it. Anything is possible. And if you make it happen. So that's what I would say, because there were lots of times when I was in my job and I just felt like I was stuck, because like you said, it wasn't a bad job, but it was not what I wanted for my family. And so I felt stuck, and I shouldn't have felt stuck. I should have been able to feel like, no, let's change this. I take action, do something about it, do what you want to get where you want to be in life. So that's what I would say.
I love it. And I think that you have found success because you took that advice. So I think that's absolutely fantastic.
With a little kick in the pants from you. So
you know what? That's what I'm here for. Lovingly, of course.
That's right.
It's so funny. Lisa, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for giving back to the other free mamas who are watching and who need to hear these stories. They need to believe that it can work for them. And when they can see that you were able to persevere and you're just like that, like we're just moms, like we're all in this together. So thank you for giving of your time. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit.
I missed you.
If you ever need a kick in the pants, you can, send me a message. I'll send you a little, no, just kidding. But
sounds good.
Some of the less emphasized points though that we could circle back on and have a conversation, and for the people watching, is that you need to niche down, like you need to specialize. So for anybody watching, like start to hear these things. You don't have to know right away. You don't have to be like, oh, I only do this. Lisa is a year into building her business and she's still offering a variety of things and she's finding success with it. I offered a variety of things because I get bored really easily. Like I you know what I mean? So my niche wasn't necessarily in my services. It was in the people that I worked with. So I worked with a very specific clientele. So there's lots of different ways to do it. There's no right way. There's no one path. There's no one timeline. But like Lisa said, it is possible. It was possible for her. It was possible for me. And we believe that it's possible for you too. So Lisa, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. This was so fun. And I hope everybody has an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Lisa. Thank you.
You're welcome. See ya.